My check 1 2 1 2. It is the Y2K collector, and can you believe that the weekend is already here? My God, where has the week gone? But look, I'm not complaining, and I hope you aren't either, because I'm ready for this week to be over. Nevertheless, GameStop is the place to check out. If you're a GameStop Pro member, I mean, even if you're not a GameStop Pro member, GameStop is definitely becoming one of my go-to places for when I do get that small collector itch. Now, many of you know I've been downsizing, right-sizing, and getting rid of a lot of, just some of the fluff in my collection. But since the year has gone on, I've been selectively adding pieces to my collection here and there. I usually buy one game at a time, maybe two. And so far, I've added some pretty solid pieces. I've picked up a Neo Geo, an authentic, original Neo Geo controller. That's the one that you see there, right there. That guy is awesome. And then I've also picked up a copy of Last Resort, complete in box on the Neo Geo. The next and probably last Neo Geo game that I have to get is a copy of Blazing Star, so I'm looking for that. And then if I happen to run into Shock Troopers or Metal Slug at a reasonable price, maybe I'll add those to my collection. But that's about it for me with the Neo Geo. But GameStop does have some pretty solid titles, and more importantly, GameStop, it seems like their retro stuff is actually in better condition than their used newer stuff. It's actually kind of strange, but I was completely blown away when I walked into my local GameStop the other day and saw that they had some pretty cool retro games. Now, it's one thing for GameStop to have like a Super Nintendo game that's like, I don't know, something that's not really desirable. And I don't even want to name a title because I had a conversation the other day about shovelware, and I guess we all have different definitions of shovelware. But the games that a lot of people would pass up on at a GameStop, I'm seeing less of that, and I'm seeing more desirable games. I'm seeing more rare games, and I did happen to run into a more rare PlayStation 2 game the other day. So I'll share that with you, but I'll also go through some of the other pickups that I made while I was at GameStop. So I'm gonna share with you right now, this first pickup that I have here. It's Dante's Inferno Divine Edition. Now, I've had Dante's Inferno before. I sold it, but I didn't have this version of it. And so I went ahead and picked this up at my local GameStop. It was complete in box. It had all of the inserts and everything like that. Decent condition. I'm always happy whenever I can get a manual along with these PlayStation 3 games. So this was a cool pickup. And right now, GameStop is running a promotion where you can get four games under $20 for $40. So that's a pretty good deal. So when you combine that promo with my pro membership, this turned out to be $9.50. So I went ahead and added that. Then I went ahead and picked up this copy of Bayonetta. Again, pretty good looking copy here. The case and manual look like they're in pretty decent shape, pretty good condition. Picked up this copy of Bayonetta. I've bought and sold Bayonetta like a few times. And I know that there was a point where you could pick up a copy of Bayonetta for $5. It was usually trending around $5 at GameStop. Not sure why this copy was $14.99. I don't know if that's an indicator of increasing prices on PlayStation 3 games, but I know everybody's big on the Xbox right now, and everybody's buying up Xbox 360 games, especially with the Xbox store shutting down. If I can get a PlayStation game, like if there's a game that was released on Xbox 360 and PS3, I'd rather get it on PS3. That's just me. I like the PS3 controller a little bit better than the Xbox 360 controller. Don't get me wrong, the Xbox controller is cool, but I would just prefer it on the PS3. That's just a personal preference. So went ahead and picked this copy up. Again, $9.50, not bad here. Then added this copy here of Sonic Unleashed. So got this copy here. Now, normally this is around $20. Again, this came out to $9.50 with the 4 for $40 promo that they've got going on, and then factoring in my pro member points. Again, another complete in-box copy. The manual on this one was pretty solid. Usually, like I said, in the past when I found these games, either the manual looks like somebody had dinner on it a few times, or like they let their dog snack on it or chew on it. These copies are coming in pretty solid condition, which to me it feels a little rare for GameStop. So was happy to find this one complete. This is a solid Sonic adventure game. Don't sleep on Sonic Unleashed. For some reason, this game has never really dropped below 15 bucks. And PlayStation 3 games on average are pretty inexpensive. So this is a good one to be able to find. And then I did find a copy of this one here. So this is Lightning Returns. So this is a PlayStation 3 Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 8 to be exact. Square Enix, I'd never really seen this PlayStation 3 game. And even when I was like collecting for the PS3 a little bit heavier than I am now, this is one that kind of slipped by me. So I picked this one up just to see what it was about. At first I thought it was a RPG, like one of those turn-based RPGs, but when I read the back, it did say that real-time battles empower your every move. So it seems like it's a bit more of a hack and slasher, plays a little bit more like, what's that game? A Shadow of the Colossus, kind of more of like a broad, wide, a hack and slash type game. So definitely interested to see what this one is about. We'll dive into this one here. But Final Fantasy VIII Lightning Returns. This one also came in at $9.50. Was stoked to pick this one up. And then here is the pickup that completely blew me away. So when I was in the store, I looked down and what did my eyes behold me? SNK versus Capcom 2 on the PlayStation 2. Now, I was stunned. I was like, am I seeing things? Because I never see quality PlayStation 2 games at GameStop, at least not at my local GameStop. Now, sitting next to it was a copy of Metal Gear Solid 2, which I'm not super interested in because I do have the Metal Gear Solid collection on the PlayStation 3, which I think includes that game. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments. But I'm a huge fan of Capcom versus anyone, whether it's X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, Capcom versus Tatsunoko, whichever one of them, I'm a big fan of it. And when I saw this, I was like, man, I'm blown away. Now, I was honestly expecting, even though I saw the front that it looked pretty good, I was expecting the back of it to be destroyed and there to be no manual. But to my surprise, turn over to the back, very good condition. I mean, really nothing negative much to say about this for a game that's, 20 plus years old. And then I expected there to be no manual in there. But then when I popped it open, boom, look at that. Crispy manual. Brand new. So someone must have just gone to GameStop and traded in their PlayStation 2 games there. And I'm not going to take the disc out. But the back of the disc is actually in really good condition too. So I was blown away to find a complete in-box 8 out of 10, somewhat rare PlayStation 2 game. And I went ahead and bought it because I've actually sold a bunch of my PS2 collection. I'm down to like less than 50 PlayStation 2 games in my collection. So I bought it and I wasn't sure if I actually had it in my collection. But when I got home, I realized that I actually did have a copy of Capcom vs. SNK 2. So I will probably wind up selling this copy. I did not pay $39.99 for it. Between my pro member points and some coupons, this actually wound up coming out to $29.99. And I'm seeing this game trend anywhere between 45 and 75 bucks. I know it's a wide range. So most people are probably, like when I check the sold comps, it looks like it's usually selling in the neighborhood between 55 and 60 bucks. So I'll probably wind up listing this one and selling it. And that should honestly cover the cost of all the games that I picked up here because, well, most of the cost, because these all wound up coming out to around 65 bucks. So, not a bad day at GameStop. Was able to find a really good game. I'm not a flipper. I'm not a reseller, but if I already have it in my collection, there's no point in me keeping this copy. So I am going to sell it. I am going to sell it at market price, or whatever someone's willing to pay for it. If I can get at least 45 for it, I'll be happy to at least get back what I spent on the game. I'm not trying to build an investment fund off of this one game here. So even if I don't sell it for 55 and I just wind up selling it for around 45 or 50, I'll be happy with that to at least be able to get the money back that I put into the game. But overall, I mean, GameStop is definitely stepping their game up when it comes to retro. So do not sleep. And I would even check their website. I actually wound up ordering a Super Nintendo game and an NES game, two somewhat uncommon games again. And I'll share those with you. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I'll share those 2 games with you when they come in the mail. They hopefully should come in by tomorrow, so I'll have a cool little Saturday pickup video for you all. But yeah, it looks like I'll be able to add about 4 quality PS3 games to my collection for roughly around $5 to $10. That's how we're moving in 2024. We want to be as frugal as possible. We're not trying to start a reselling business, but if we can get games either on the cheap or for free, no one can be mad at that. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you finding games like this at your local GameStop? Are you finding rare PS2 games, rare Super Nintendo games, rare games at all? And if you are, what kind of deals are you getting? I'm interested to know. It's the Y2K Collector. It's Friday. Make it a good weekend. Take it easy.